Even as today, we will be focusing on the budget cuts impact. For instance, according to the TSC, the slash of 10 billion Kenya shillings will affect hiring of 46,000 intern teachers and a further 20,000 interns who are set to, of course, be employed in the JSS category, even as economic pundits argue that a 122 billion cut on the development expenditure could be an economic blunder, considering only 34 billion has been slashed in the recurrent expenditure despite no new hiring, that is in the public service sector. According also to experts, unemployment in Kenya is a ticking time bomb, and so we'll just be reviewing what this means for the country, even as the key social sectors such as health have also been affected with a slash of 12.79 billion Kenya shillings. Agriculture, which is the backbone of our economy, has also been slashed by 7.71 billion Kenya shillings. The equitable share to counties has also been slashed by 20 billion to now stand at 380 billion. However, when you read the supplementary budget, you'll realize that there is an allocation of 410 billion. That means that there was a carryover of 30 billion Kenya shillings. However, the actuals, that is in terms of the equitable share to the counties, is actually 380 billion, which is lower than what they received in the previous financial year. That is 385 billion. The COG had warned of its implication, and that is what also will form a better part of a conversation this morning. My guest in studio will be Honorable David Kiplagat, Member of Parliament Soi, Joshua Okayo, who is the President, Kenya School of Law, and as well Ruth Ambogo. She is a lawyer. Keep the conversation going via social media platforms at K24 TV, at Joel Chacha, and as well on SMS and WhatsApp numbers on the bottom of your screens. You'll also be touching on what is on our highlights, that is on the headlines actually this morning on or across all the dailies. And more specifically, we'll be on the issue of Azimio in this array of Ruto dialogue that is on the cover page of the People Daily. And yesterday, some goons actually dismissed a press conference by the Azimio, that is a Wiper Party leader, Kalonzo Musyoka. And it's believed that there is a wide rift of whether the Azimio leaders should join President William Ruto in forming the next cabinet. And ODM seems to have agreed, or a section of members in the ODM party, especially leaders, seem to actually have agreed. And it's alleged that at least 4 ODM members have been given cabinet slots. That includes the former Mombasa governor, that is Ali Hassan Joho, Suna East Member of Parliament, Junet Mohammed, who is also the minority whip. And as well, the former Kakamega governor, that is Wycliffe Oparanya. And a conversation was there that Kalonzo Musyoka had been, given or, promised the interior docket. However, that did not augur well with him, and so he disrupted what would have been a well-calculated move to join government. And also the other member, the 4th member, is the National Assembly Minority Leader Opiyo Wandayi. So the 4, that is Junet, Ali Hassan Joho, Oparanya, and as well, the National Assembly Minority Leader Opiyo Wandayi were earmarked to join the cabinet. Kalonzo was then allocated the interior docket. He rejected it, and that's why perhaps we are witnessing the disarray over the Ruto dialogue. In studio, remember, some of my guests are actually, one of my guests is a Gen Z, that is the Joshua Okayo. He was once abducted and later released. He'll be also sharing his tale, even as one actually of the journalists who was also abducted and released shortly after one of the videos went viral that is what will form a better part of a conversation this morning. But before that, let's take a look at these stories where Nakuru journalists have condemned the Tuesday shooting of Catherine Wanjeri Kariuki, K24 TV reporter that left her with 3 gunshot wounds on her left thigh. The journalists have since presented their petitions to the Nakuru County Commander Samuel Ndai at the Nakuru Central Police, demanding thorough investigations into the shooting, as Mumbi Wambogo reports.
Peaceful protests condemning police brutality against journalists. The aggrieved newsmen made their way to Nakuru Police Commander Samuel Ndanyi premises at the Central Police Station to present their petitions. Though access to the public premises was met with resistance, the journalists were finally let in. Joseph Openda, the Nakuru Journalists Association chair, who presented the demands of the journalist Ndanyi, asked for smooth and speedy investigations into the shooting.
We like to express our grave concern and disappointment regarding the recent attack on our colleague and official Miss Catherine Kariuki Wanjeri, a reporter with Kameme FM and TV. The incident, which involved police officers, is not only an attack on an individual but direct assault on press freedom and safety of journalists in Nakuru County.
Among other petitions was a right to freedom of press and assurance of journalists' safety and protection by the police during the protests.
We seek a formal assurance from our police that journalists will be protected while performing their duties. Journalists play a critical role in informing the public and hold authorities accountable. They should be able to conduct their work without fear or harassment, intimidation or violence.
Journalists in Kiambu County have held similar protests.
We are here to express not only our anger but also our solidarity with our colleagues in Nakuru.
Female journalists from the various media houses have castigated the heinous act that left the MediaMax-based reporter with 3 gun wounds.
Why would police officers just shoot aimlessly and target us? It is so unfair.
Ndanyi has, however, assured the journalists of transparency and credible information that will assist in the investigations.
What happened yesterday for us, because that is quite an unfortunate incident. You know, we have related very well before, and that's why I know most of you, even by name. I have even, but now going by what happened yesterday, we feel like actually it was quite an unfortunate incident.
The Independent Police Oversight Authority, IPOA, has further urged the police to desist from brutalizing journalists in the country. IPOA has since commenced investigations into the attack on Wanjeri Kariuki. Mumbi Wambogo, K24 TV, Nakuru County.
And we continue to wish our colleague quick recovery. Meanwhile, veteran journalist Macharia Gaitho has threatened to sue the police service following his abduction, which he termed as one taking the country to the dark days. And despite it being a mistaken identity case, Gaitho says the assault and manner in which the arrests are being done is uncalled for. As Mile Kesanya reports, the media umbrella, that is the Media Council of Kenya, MCK, has called on the government to end the rampant abductions.
It is in this short video that caused a stir online. 3 uniformed police officers roughing up and pushing journalist and editor Macharia Gaitho. This incident happening shortly before he was whisked away to Karen police station. His family, friends and colleagues left worried and horrified.
It is traumatizing for my mom in Nyeri at the age of 95, getting this news that her son has been abducted and she doesn't know by who. Because when you are abducted by unknown people who do not identify themselves, when I asked them to identify themselves or who they are, their response was that they have a Subaru, therefore I should know they are policemen, and that they have guns, therefore I should know they are policemen.
However, moments after he arrived at Karen police station, it all turned out as a mistaken identity. Though for Gaitho, it was more than what met the eye.
I do not believe that Francis Gaitho, I am twice his age. That Francis Gaitho does not live where I live because they trailed me from my house. That Francis Gaitho, as far as I know, does not drive a car that resembles mine. It is me they were looking for. It is me they were trailing.
Despite the police swinging into action and fixing its mess, the veteran journalist has threatened to sue the police over the incident.
Certainly, as we have seen all these abductions, I am not the first media person to be abducted or to be arrested. It is clear that all these things are connected, that the police are operating outside the law to arrest, intimidate, harass innocent people.
The circular of the Director of Public Prosecution rests the responsibility of investigate police abuse, police misbehavior on the office of the IPOA. From here, we shall record a statement, a complaint at IPOA, because that is the constitutional office allowed to deal with this matter.
Media umbrella bodies have also since raised concerns over the increasing cases of abduction.
Kila wakati ni vitisho. Mkiangazia kile ambacho kinaendelea tutawazima. Tuna haki kama vyombo vya habari kuangazia kile ambacho kinaendelea humo nchini na kumfahamisha mwananchi kuhusu kile ambacho kinaendelea humo nchini, na hatutasita na hatutakoma na hatutatishwa, tutaendelea kufanya kazi yetu.
To tell the people who sent these abductors is to know that actually we are going to be louder. We are actually going to be more bold, so that we're able to inform the country what is going on. If they think that by intimidating journalists they are going to enforce information darkness, we must warn them that actually we are going to be louder.
Meanwhile, Francis Gaitho, a social media influencer who describes himself as an aspiring politician, was the police target and had bowed to the pressure of presenting himself to the police. This comes in the wake of abductions as a result of the anti-government demonstrations that began from the protest against the punitive Finance Bill 2024. According to the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, a total of 59 people have since been abducted or are missing, with 50 killed since the demo started.
We cannot sit back and see our country go back into a police state.
Melia Kisienya, K24 TV.
One family has identified their kin at the Nairobi National Funeral Home, even as post-mortem examinations kicked off today, that is on Wednesday, on the bodies received from Mukuru Kwanjenga Kware area. The family has confirmed that their kin was brutally butchered and dumped at the quarry less than a month ago. Here now is Ben Kirira with more.
Rosaline Akoth Ogongo, a 24-year-old mother of 3, was last seen alive on the morning of June 28th when she left her sister-in-law Judy Akoth's home in Kware. Tragically, she never returned.
Vile alitoka saa moja, mimi nikajua Rosaline ameenda kazi yake kama kawaida. Kufika kitu saa 9 hivi mchana, kuna mali nilikuwa naenda. Sasa kufika pale Donholm railway station, nikamwona Rose. Kurudi kwa nyumba jioni, Rosaline alikuwa hajarudi. Kuanzia tarehe 1 Rosaline alikuwa patikani kwa simu kabisa.
The circumstances of her discovery at the Nairobi National Funeral Home on Monday the 15th have left the family devastated.
Sikujua na hivyo ndio nilikuwa naenda kumpata. Nilikuwa najua ati Rose ni ule sura yake ya zamani. Rose alikuwa ameoza kabisa. Sikujua alikuwa amekatwa hivyo kwa nini. Miguu ya Rose haijapatikana. Rose iko nusu.
Rosaline was found wearing the same clothes she had on when she left home, as confirmed by her sister-in-law. Controversy surrounding the self-confessed serial killer Collins Jumaisi has also taken a drastic turn as significant evidence recovered from his home matches Roselyne's belongings.
Sasa kwa zile vitu walimpata nazo, kulikuwa na handbag ya pink. Na hiyo handbag ndio Rose alitoka nayo kwa nyumba asubuhi. Tukaletewa, nikaangalia handbag, nikapata ni hiyo. Ndani ya handbag kulikuwa na socks moja. Na hiyo socks ni ya Rose.
Keran Kavere, another grieving mother, has spent over a year searching for her daughter, 24-year-old Alien Kayele, who disappeared in May 2023 in Sinai pipeline area. Recent events have further renewed her efforts, though they have yet to yield results.
Tena nikasema acha hata nikuje nijaribu tena nione kama naweza kumpata. Lakini ni vile nimekuja, nimetembea, amenipetembeza mpaka huko kwa mochari sijapata.
For now, both families have provided DNA samples to the Nairobi National Funeral Home to facilitate further investigations. Meanwhile, Haki Africa has also raised concerns about potential evidence tampering during bodies retrieval at Mukuru kwa Njenga's quarry.
Members of the community wasitoe mili pale katika site, waache ya kwamba mili ile iweze kuwa secured na polisi ili waweze kuunda kesi thabiti against whoever ambao watakuwa wamepatikana kama perpetrator wa hii kesi.
Sisi kama community tumeonelea tuachie hapo ili nao serikali ichukulie iendeleze hiyo kazi pia kwa sababu wanasema ni mili 42.
Today marks 6 days since bodies began being retrieved from the site. Ben Kerera, K24, Nairobi.
Government pathologist Johansen Odor has announced the post-mortem examination of 9 body bags retrieved from Mukuru kwa Njenga's quarry since Friday the 12th, revealing gruesome details. According to Johansen, varied decomposition levels are complicating a cause of death determinations. Notably, there were no bullet-related injuries, but X-rays are being analyzed for further insights. On Wednesday, another sack containing the body parts of an adult and a skull appearing to be a child have also been delivered to the Nairobi National Funeral Home for investigation, even as the examination process is ongoing.
We were able to examine contents of 9 body bags which are presented to us. And among these 9 body bags, the contents of 4 of them were limbs, lower limbs, which were amputated from the knees downwards. And there were 2 right legs and 2 left legs. There was also a whole body of a female who we examined, and we found that she had head injury. There was another 3 bodies which were also parts of human bodies, female, which were from the waist to the knee. And then there was an upper trunk from the waist upward, which we assigned cause of death as strangulation. Also, we are taking samples for DNA for the purpose of maybe reconciling with each piece so that we can know how many bodies we have.
Away from that, the Teacher Service Commission has yet again insisted that the 10 billion Kenya shillings budget cut will gravely affect the hiring of 46,000 teachers on permanent and pensionable terms and another 20,000 intern JSS teachers. However, the National Assembly Education Committee has directed the National Treasury not to reduce allocation towards hiring of teachers, medical schemes and 2021-2025 collective bargaining agreement.
Maybe on development projects.
The budget allocation for the Teachers Service Commission TSC under the Supplementary Budget 1 has been dissected. According to TSC, the austerity measures that has led to a 10 billion shillings budgetary cut will paralyze operations, including hiring, teachers' medical scheme and the implementation of the collective bargaining agreement 2021-2025.
You have a running CBA, you have a running medical cover. Why are you reducing it?
In addition, the 24-25 financial year draft estimates has reduced the provision for medical cover chair, group life, group personal accident and WIBA for teachers and secretariat staff by 50%, resulting in a shortfall of 11 billion.
National Assembly's Education Committee has, however, directed the National Treasury not to reduce the budgetary allocation.
The warranty we have gotten from the NT is that we can we can only spend 15% of our budget. And you see the way it is, you just spend what the treasury gives you.
Before Parliament approves supplementary one, then MDAs can only spend 15% of what was in the appropriation that was passed. It is not being removed. We are just delaying as we reorganize the government.
The medical scheme should be reinstated. The CBA should be reinstated. We do not want to go that direction. Go and check where you can get the money.
This is hoped will see 46,000 teachers employed on permanent and pensionable terms and another 20,000 intern teachers employed. And in regards to the overstaffed primary teachers by 18,000 following the completion of class 7 and 8 classes.
We have an excess in primary school. We need to look at how we are training. How are we training? We need more in secondary school and especially science teachers.
Meanwhile, the 742 teachers who were interdicted for demonstrating to push for their rights will now breathe a sigh of relief as TSC has promised that they will be employed on permanent and pensionable terms. Harriet Chimea, K24.
On matters of health, it is a win for Kenyan intern doctors after the government agreed to post them immediately. The deal ending a settlement that has adversely affected the health sector was reached following successful talks between the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union and the Ministry of Health. Following the signing of an addendum to return to work formula, the Ministry of Health will immediately post 210 intern doctors to commence their 12-month internship by August 1st, 2024. The ministry has also revoked the internship offer letters issued on March 18, 2024.
I've realized, and there's been concerns regarding so many issues or perennial issues in healthcare. And one thing that we asked during the return to work formula was the operationalization of a task force. That is a presidential task force that was formed recently with the one view to resolve the perennial issues in healthcare. One of them is internship. We have seen interns waiting for 1 year, 2 years, despite our CBA clearly spelling out that they should be posted within 30 days. We have seen postgraduate training being a matter that delays between counties and national government. We have seen the issue of the shortage of doctors across the country. I know the national government promised to employ 2,000, but you have seen all the hospitals across the country being dysfunctional because of lack of health workforce. We have seen difficulty in the intercounty transfer, lack of comprehensive cover. Some of the issues that made us to call for strike are things that cannot only be solved during the strike. The things that must be continuously be discussed and funds allocated for them. To that extent, we saw the task force being formed. We believe that this task force, given that it is more of a labor-oriented task force, it is to resolve these perennial problems that we've been seeing so that we can curtail the strikes that otherwise will take place if they are not resolved. So basically, we are looking at this particular issue of task force to come with point to resolve the issues, both for all, actually for all the healthcare workers, both for national government and county government. If it is financial aspect, if it is human resource part, if it is training, we need to have these matters resolved. Because we have seen for the last 1 year, almost all the counties across the country have been on strike. We've had 40 counties going on strike. We've had national strike for doctors, for clinical officers, for lab, and therefore these things must be discussed, must be resolved, not only during strike, but normally when things need to be sorted out.
Well, as promised, after the break, I'll be having a sit-down with the Honorable David Kiplagat, who is the Soy Member of Parliament, Joshua Okayo, President, Kenya School of Law, Ruth Ambogo, a lawyer. We will be, first of all, just, of course, highlighting what is on our dailies this morning. And later on the program, we focus on the budget cuts impact, that is through the supplementary budget 1 of the financial year 2024-2025, which is before the Budget and Appropriations Committee of the National Assembly. But of course, keep the conversation going, and I'll be sampling some of your feedback. We take a short commercial break on that point. We'll be back with the newspaper review. Stay tuned.
Joe Jefferson, a boy from the ordinary world, Earth, has been summoned to Muddle Earth, a medieval fantasy world. Full of monsters, mayhem, and he must fight evil on behalf of the wizard Randolph. Muddle Earth, only on K24 TV.
Step into a world of emotions, relationships.
Kumbe mama, ulikuwa unafikiria kuolewa tena? Yaani unijali hata kidogo, wewe ni mbaya.
Dilemmas and complexities of life.
Mwanamke hamhitaji mwanaume ili aweze kuwa na furaha.
Love.
Vedika, kiukweli mimi nakupenda sana wewe.
Betrayal.
Mimi nilikupa kila kitu ambacho wewe ulikuwa unakihitaji. Lakini leo umeamua kunidanganya na kuusaliti uaminifu wangu.
And secrets.
Tafadhali usimwambie Sahil kuhusu hili.
Get ready for an emotional roller coaster ride filled with drama.
Sahil wangu yuko wapi? Nataka uniambie Sahil yuko wapi? Sijafanya chochote kile Sahil jamani.
Passion. And unforgettable moments. Don't miss Aapke Ajanase every Tuesdays to Fridays on your favorite TV station, K24.
A family navigating the complexities of modern life in Nairobi.
Nini? Brad! Brian! Oh my God, what have you done?
Facing life challenges with resilience and humor while juggling between work and preserving cultural traditions.
Get up!